Alana?
Yes, and you're talking about fire danger, and that is something we are going to battle as we get through the next several days. We're taking that live look outside from our Colonial Flag Tower camera. You actually see the flag moving. We've got some easterly winds that have kicked up as a system to the north of the Beehive State, kind of creating the conditions for those gusty winds. 30 to 40 mile per hour winds expected. They're going to diminish as we get closer to midnight, but you can see in Salt Lake and Ogden some stronger winds. Morgan, backside of the Wasatch, dealing with it. So this is really for the northern Wasatch Front as we get through the next couple of hours. Our moisture is going to slowly start moving east, especially after this week with all those monsoon storms triggered. Well, we're going to get a bit of a break, but it doesn't happen quickly. Our fire concerns really ripening as we get through the next couple of days. That heat will also build, and we'll take a look at your Monday, your 4th of July. If you're making plans, we're there for you with those weather impacts and the timing of them. Chris Williams catching this one from South Jordan tonight. So pretty. And you notice a few storm clouds still out there. We're not finished with storms. Satellite radar shows how a lot of that activity was east of I-15 when it came to the last couple of hours. So northeastern Utah, Castle Country, and the southeastern portion of the state. Now, a little development in the West Desert could keep things active as we get through midnight. A nocturnal storm can't be ruled out, but we've got some clashing winds. As we zoom in and around Lehigh, some echoes of moisture over the Wasatch, and we're keeping our eye south of I-80 as those storms will want to trek through. Anything that goes over Utah Lake, it's been a popular area for the last 2 days, could see a little bit of activity. Green River getting a lightning strike, Vernal, Duchesne, so Uinta County, a few isolated pop-up storms there, but they're going to start to dwindle. That moisture is going to slide to the east ever so slightly, and that means that with our monsoon moisture out of the way, isolated storms will hold on the eastern side of the state as drier air starts to move into the west. Now we get gusty winds, southwesterly winds as we get into tomorrow and roll through Sunday and the 4th of July, and that really opens the door for fire danger. A red flag warning is posted and goes into effect at noon tomorrow. It holds through the 4th at 10 p.m. So we know the West Desert, gusty conditions. Expect blowing dust. This does include portions of the Wasatch Front as well as Utah County, Salt Lake County, Tooele County, all the way down to St. George. So very, very gusty conditions. As a result, those winds with our dry fire fuels bring in that warning. Criteria for a red flag: low relative humidity, so very ripe fire conditions, the winds, as well as the possibility of those high fire fuels and maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Now, the thunderstorms are going to go, but that's why we're seeing high heat building in and the chance of fire danger with the weather pattern change really amping up. On top of that, it's a fireworks weekend. Okay, so we get those storms out of here. As we roll into Saturday, you can notice the western side of the state, the winds pick up, but isolated storms hold on from I-15 east over to the Basin, Castle Country, Moab, and the Four Corners. So thunderstorm activity for Saturday is still there. If you're recreating on the eastern side of the state, you have to stay weather aware. Drier conditions. As we roll into Sunday and Monday, those winds will persist gusty, noticeably gustier on Sunday and the 4th of July. So heads up there. Heat building back at our national parks. So if you're thinking of making a day trip or heading down, plenty of water as well as sunscreen because the heat's going to be noticeable. 90s, triple digits in Salt Lake with the help of those southwesterly winds that'll pick up tomorrow. 80s and 90s along the I-15 corridor and 101 in St. George. Let's look at Washington County. Get you through the weekend. And even into next week, those winds will bring blowing dust for the next several days. 4th of July, high in 98. A little bit of upslope there and then triple digits next week. Looking through the state, lingering storms for tomorrow, especially in eastern Utah near Lake Powell. And then the winds really take over as we roll into Sunday. Here's the Wasatch Front. Triple digits potential. Yeah, I think those southwesterly winds transport that warmer air, and that's why those temperatures will be above average. We cool ever so slightly, but we're still way above average with a dry pattern and us taking a break from that monsoon flow as we get through next week. Hope you have a safe and happy 4th of July. Glenn.